Hello and welcome to Kakistocracy. My name is Chris Adams. I am here with a sleeping cat and Joseph P. Larkin. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, actually. I have to pick up a thread from last week. I know no one cares, but I care.
Well,
I'm on my kosher journey still, and
mm,
I ate kosher for 5 days out of the 7 days of the week, and then 2 days, just out of curiosity, I crushed a bunch of goldfish crackers, and then on another day, I went to McDonald's, and I gotta tell you, man, like the kosher food it makes you so much more regular. I don't want to get too gross here, but I'm just saying, like, you're like, wow, that's the cleanest shit I've taken in years. And then the day that I ate McDonald's, I'm talking 20 minutes later, I was like, I'm gonna shit my pants. I need to get in the car and drive home. That's how much just garbage and chemicals and soy products that are in typical fast food nowadays. But yeah, I have to talk about this kosher food because it was a mind fuck going to the grocery store and actually looking at all the items that are kosher. Any
mm,
item that's like a luxury item is kosher. Pepperidge Farms cookies are kosher. That's why they taste so
mm.
fucking good. Tate's cookies, those are kosher too. That's why they
Andrew
taste
Tate's
so fuck.
cookies.
No, I mean,
I'm
yeah,
just
these
kidding.
haven't been trafficked. These cookies haven't been trafficked.
Okay.
They're just they
They
just went
just
through
they
the
just
normal channels.
they just do the trafficking.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the fact that people look up to Andrew Tate is really sad. It's like that's your example of manhood. He's a wigger. Example of a man is a white guy who thinks he's black. That's not masculine. That's gay as hell. But anyway, we call them punks in prison. The real black guys would call Andrew Tate a punk in prison. um, but yeah, Tate's cookies. Anything that's more expensive is kosher, and it also is the best quality food. It's all the best items. It's like unbelievable. I mean, I'm going to use two examples because they're the most obvious, easiest ones. We'll use pickles and hot dogs. Everyone knows that pickles rule and they're all kosher. There you
Yeah.
go. End of debate. You've already been eating kosher. And
I
hot
yeah.
dogs. You want to get the kosher hot dogs because those are the only ones that don't have lips and asshole. Hebrew
Mm,
National. It's the only one that's made out of beef, entirely out of beef.
right.
Also, I like the idea of getting these Hebrew Nationals and having a little cookout right next door to my Indian friends. They can smell my motherfucking hot dogs, my all beef hot dogs, and know that your God is being grilled right outside your fucking window, asshole. Fuck your God. Your God has been seen at the local Dairy Queen getting munched on.
Mhm.
Evil fucks were. I love that they don't worship cows the way that like a Native American would worship it. Like, oh, it's from this, it's natural. It gives us life. It's more like we want to eat its shit, so we consider it sacred. We cannot eat a hamburger, but we will eat shit out of a cow's asshole.
Ugh.
I
Ugh.
think I really I was saying this to you earlier today via text. It's a disservice to send them to the fucking free world, to the Western world. They are just confused all the time, and they're so angry about being confused about everything. Like yesterday, when I was trying to enjoy my 2.5 Men marathon that was on TV, it was on for 2.5 days, and I just watched the whole fucking thing in
That's
bed.
pretty good. That's a pretty good amount of time for the show.
I didn't even get through the first season. I don't think that's how
Yeah.
many fucking episodes there are of this stupid fucking show. Um, I mean, dude, I've never even seen the Ashton Kutcher years. I don't even know what it
Oh,
get, what it gets,
it gets
how bad
bad.
it gets. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, it
know
gets
what
bad.
happens. But dude, there's a hot babe every week. There's no reason not to be obsessed with this show. There's always a new hot babe. Anyway, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to talk about that. No one cares. But I just wanted to point out, like, you got to eat kosher, and I'm just moving over to a full kosher diet. Like, there's a kosher market by the liquor store, and I was like, well, that's a one-stop shop right there for me. I get my alcohol, and then I'll go get some like some Jewish food. I was really mind fucked, and I was like, damn, dude, fucking Haagen-Dazs, Pepperidge Farm, the snacks you want to buy anywhere, the only ones that are healthy for you.
Yeah.
That's a mind fuck. But yeah, dude, you know there's something to what I'm saying because these motherfuckers all live to be 100 years old. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
Fucking Mel Brooks is still alive. What is this guy living for? Not only is he alive, he directed a movie or something.
Yeah.
like this
Spaceballs
year.
2, The Search for More Money. Well, I don't know if that's the title, but it should be because
Did
that
it
was the
come
joke.
out?
And it's coming out, or yeah, maybe, I don't know. I
It'll be
actually
on
don't know.
Netflix or some bullshit like that.
It's going to be direct to streaming because of, yeah, it's not, I mean, he's not a draw anymore, right?
Oh, one more thing about the kosher stuff I wanted to say
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
that even though I was drinking wine and stuff, and I suspect maybe this Francis Ford Coppola stuff is kosher, that wasn't
Mm.
affecting my digestion either. The only thing that affected my digestion was having foods with lots of chemicals or additives or what's that stuff? Gluten. Gluten seems to be really fucking bad for you. Your body just simply can't process it. You'll see. Oh yeah, Triscuit, the cracker Triscuit, that's kosher. And of course, Wheat Thins is not. Wheat Thins is shit. Triscuit is
Yeah, it
clearly
is.
the superior cracker. You just gotta, man, you just gotta live like a Jew does because they're living the life of fucking Riley, dude. I'm telling you, they're living it up. They're eating the best fucking crackers. They're eating
Mm-hmm.
the best fucking ice cream.
Right.
They're living it up, and you got to live it up too, folks. Yeah, I could hate, but I insist on congratulating instead. I don't hate, I congratulate. I say, good for you, Jews. Let me just glom off some of your resources for a while. Why don't
Yeah.
I go in there and get all the good Haagen Dazs flavors so your fucking fat ass can't get it. Your fat
I
ass
feel
has to drive to the other Gelsons and stop there.
yeah. I feel like that's a good title for the show.
What is
Uh,
that?
don't hate, congratulate.
That's something a black guy told me on one of my first jobs, and I never forgot that phrase because
Yeah.
we were like me and some other coworker were talking shit, and this the black guy goes, "Hey, don't hate, congratulate."
Yeah.
Old black guys are full of wisdom like that. Shit. If these old black guys ever find out about kosher food, it's over, brother. It's over, buddy. You have a bunch of
Maybe
super strong old black guys running around with their wisdom till they're 100 years
maybe
old.
well, aren't the black Hebrew Israelites kosher?
They're the real Jews, if you ask me.
Yeah.
They're the only ones I've ever really considered legitimate Jews. The other ones I was like, these are false Jews. These aren't real Jews. Now the black
Yeah.
Israelites, that's the real deal. And actually, I don't even know if they're the real deal because I think that there's this alien black guy named Zambu or something. I forget what his name is, but he's a super bald. He has like a 10 head. He doesn't have a 4 head. He has a 10 head. But he created white people. He's an evil black scientist. This is a real thing, guys.
You're thinking of Nation of Islam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I worship.
A
No, his
cube.
name it starts with a Y. That guy's name, the black
Yakub.
Yakub. Yeah, the
Yeah.
evil black scientist that they
Yeah.
worship. They worship an evil black scientist who created white people.
Dude, I know this because
that is so fucking interesting.
I used to have a friend that was Nation of Islam, and I looked into all their weird beliefs. But yeah, they're interesting.
What if they're right? Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
fucked up? You're like, we die, and then it's like this gigantic black guy with a 5 head is like, yeah, now you can reign over hell. Remember when I created you? Remember when there was only one one set of footsteps in the sand? That's when Yakub was carrying you, evil white man.
Maybe.
Ah, shit, man.
Uh,
Those are my equals. I'm sure they are.
yeah. Well,
We're definitely equals, dude. I believe in equality because those guys are just like me.
I respect they're more like honest. Like I remember I did this podcast with what's the guy from Mad TV, the black guy that used to do the Shaq impressions. Um,
Is his
do
name
you know what I'm
Phil?
talking about?
Phil
No,
Lamar.
not Phil Lamar. The other one, the more New York one.
No idea. I didn't watch
Oh
Mad
my god.
TV. I don't
Oh
know.
really? Okay. Well,
Mm.
anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll look it up right now. But um, um, he had a podcast and he had a Nation of Islam guy on it, and he was really good. Aries Spears is who it is. I'm thinking of. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he's a
Aries
fat black
Spears.
guy.
Yeah, fat black guy. But anyway, he had a podcast, and I worked on it for a little bit here, like a couple episodes here and there, just to do some freelance. But he had a Nation of Islam guy on. And this is during the height of COVID, and he was one of the only ones that was like not gonna take the vax because he was just like, no, that's not against my beliefs, and I'm like, I respect that, you know. He actually stood up for what he believed in, and nothing happened to him. I mean, he's still doing his thing. Seemed like a smart guy. I'm sure he probably didn't think much of us, but who cares?
Mm-hmm.
He was like not a dick about it. He was just like, hey, thanks for doing the show and filming it. Like, seemed like a decent guy. So I don't know.
Good for him. Good for him. Good for Jacob.
Yeah, I'm Team Jakob.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I do know. All glory to the evil scientist, Jacob.
I don't think they worship him. I just think that they think he created white people. That's the deal. Like, I think they worship.
To do what? To pay for
know.
your fucking EBT snacks? I'm so intrigued by how bitter and hateful they are towards white people. White people really don't have a clue. But I was saying this with relation to the Indian guy. Like, dude, sometimes I just see dude, like yesterday when I was trying to watch my fucking marathon, I heard the guy outside screaming at the garbage truck. He's like, this is harassment, was the only thing I heard. So it's like, what's it like to be so stupid and be trapped in the first world country and just be like angry at garbage trucks and shit all day? Like, I swear to God, like I was cracking up because I could hear him doing this, and he just got frustrated at some point this morning and just started banging his gate closed, open and closed, over and over. And it's just like, man, you're not doing yourself a favor by living here. You don't understand anything. The gate makes you angry.
Right.
A fucking gate made him angry. It's like, I can't take this guy seriously. Anytime he complains, anytime I hear him complain, I'm just like, good, you fucking retard. Of course you're complaining. How the fuck would you understand what's going on? You don't understand that other people have feelings. You don't understand the concept of cause and effect. For some reason, it's the garbage trucks guy's fault that you parked in the alleyway and potentially got hit by the garbage truck. It's like, dude, there's rules in the fucking. You got a fucking rule book when you moved in from the HOA and it told you not to park in the alleyway. And why do you even need to be told not to park in the alleyway? I don't do it because I know there's garbage trucks that go through the alleyway, and they obviously are too big to fit in the alleyway with my car. They can't master basic concepts. This is why they're fucking angry and frustrated all the time and going outside and protesting, even though they shouldn't even be here in the first place. I like these protests for these H1B visas. They're not for permanent residents, you retards. It's a work visa. You're only supposed to work here and then leave.
Right. Yeah.
What other country lets these dipshits just come in on a work visa, take a bunch of money back to their country of origin, and just lets them stay? What is the fucking logic to any of this retardation?
I don't know.
Treating them like equals doesn't make any goddamn sense. Dude, they're perplexed by a gate.
This is a big story I wanted to get to, and there's no audio, so we can just keep talking over it. But
okay,
I know you saw this story, right?
Can you explain this story to me? I'm so fucking confused by everything that's going on in this. That woman looks like an AI creation of what an Indian thinks a white woman would look like.
I think she's real, but so this guy,
this bug-eyed freak,
yeah, that guy, he claimed in a lawsuit that he was working at like JP Morgan, that she made him her sex slave.
Their fantasies have trickled into court now too.
Yeah, and everyone immediately just laughed it off because he claimed that she said, because he has a wife supposedly, but then it turns out he never had a wife, so that's another funny wrinkle. But he claims that she said, does your fish-eyed wife have cannons like these? And I'm like, everyone as soon as they heard that was like, no woman talks like that.
No.
That is not how women talk. And he claims she like fed him Viagra and like and forced him to have sex with her.
That 3-inch cock had better stay hard the whole time, buddy, or there's gonna be trouble. No cannons for you.
And so it turns out, right? We just found out recently that not only obviously that's bullshit. Everyone once they saw this picture was like, yeah, that's not real. But also he had made a similar claim against another company, but instead it was a male. So he'd done that, but he'd done the same scam before,
I
and
mean,
it was obvious.
the male could be kind of realistic. Fags are
It's closer
crazy.
to-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fags are insane for cock. No white woman is insane for a 3-inch dick. In fact, I was
Yeah.
thinking about this. If I ever go gay and I'm a bottom, like maybe you just realize you're gay and a bottom when you're like 60 years old. And you're like, oh, wait a second. I wasted my entire life. That's not what I like at all. I hate pussy. What was I thinking? No, but anyway, if I was going to be a bottom, I'd be like, I'm going to get an Indian for a boyfriend because I can handle 3 inches. Can't you? It can't be that bad. That's like basically like putting 2 fingers up your ass. I could do that.
Yeah, it's like wiping.
Yeah, you never have to deep throat them because that would be fucking impossible. Man, women suck. I was just thinking, like, of all these women that I fucked, like 50 or something like that, only 2 of them deep throated me. 2. And it's like, shit, man, why isn't that a talent you would just learn? First of all, it makes the guy come way faster. So you don't have to be doing it that much longer than you normally would. You have to do it for less time. But also, like, I don't know, if there was a way to eat pussy that magically got a chick off every time I went down on her, you better fucking believe I'd master that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hot to get a girl off. I think chicks don't understand that. Like, it's so easy to get a guy off that they don't understand that it's hard to get a girl off. And when you get them off, it's a very satisfying experience. No Indian man will ever understand what the hell I'm talking about right now. They don't even think about the pleasure of their partner. If anything, the pleasure for the partner is just detrimental to their pleasure. Oh, shut up, you bloody bitch. You know? Stop shaking.
Another wrinkle to that story, right, is he claimed his dad was dead, and then it turns out his dad was very much alive. So, like, this guy's been lying this entire time. So if this ever goes to court, he's fucked.
He'll just keep lying. He'll just stick to the story. It's the same with the Jews on my HOA and their plumbing issue. They'll stick to this story for fucking ever. They'll stick to the story forever. But that was something you guys don't even understand what I'm talking about. I was just gibbering about something else. But he'll stick to that story for fucking ever. The Indian next door, I've heard him say some wild shit. One time he said he served his country. He fought in a war for America. He said, I was like, which one? Afghanistan, we lost that one. And then he said that he and his wife both had to cash in their 401ks. It's like, you've never gone to work in the entire time that you've lived here. What 401k? Because I was giving them the benefit of a doubt for a while. I was like, maybe they work for a call center. Maybe that's why they're awake at 4 in the fucking morning, because maybe that's the time that, like, you know, they start their call center job for some hotel in Boston where they appear on an iPad. But no, they don't, because the stomping is like, dude, it's incessant. It never stops. They never stop slamming doors, and they're not slamming doors now because it's nighttime. It's 10 o'clock at night. But trust me, they were slamming them up until like at least 9:30. It's just so interesting that, like, You could be living the life of Riley and still be a miserable fuck. It's the same with these Jews. Like you're eating all the best food, and you're shitting properly. You're never having a bad day on the toilet, and yet you're so miserable all the fucking time, causing problems endlessly for everyone that's around you.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have to hear about Lebanon? Explain this to me. What the fuck does my life have to do with Lebanon? I have to hear about their fucking border endlessly.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on over there. I stopped caring a long time ago about it, but
well, I don't know how to stop it. So that's I guess I should stop caring too. There's nothing I can do to stop any of this behavior because it literally never changes. These people still run the same game from 2,000 years ago. Check your Bibles, folks. It's the same fucking shit forever. Got to move our border around. We got to move our border around. We need a slightly bigger border because it said so in the Bible. Oh, God. I said they're only sticklers for the biblical law when it comes to maps. When it comes to actually following the teachings of God, they're tying strings around New York City so they can walk around on a Saturday.
I know.
That's pathetic. The one thing that's cool about us doing these live streams on Saturdays is that we know we'll never have no Jewish viewers. They're not allowed to watch on Saturdays. Wouldn't it be funny if it found out that we really did just have 100% Jewish audience and that they just can't watch on Saturdays? So we have to broadcast it in the hopes that they'll watch it later in the week.
I know that would be funny, but I don't know why. I don't know why they would even watch this. Actually, it doesn't make any sense. But speaking of freeloaders, this.
Dude, I just told you what to eat. You go to the fucking kosher section and get the good food. That's all EBT available.
Mm-hmm.
This is why they're fucking retarded. They have all this EBT money and they're buying flaming hot Cheetos. Why aren't you buying Pepperidge Farms? It's like the best cookie company. Everyone likes it.
Right. And all it is she's mad that she has to wait, no, vegetables aren't being cut off, by the way.
They never were. That's the one thing that you're supposed to have.
Yeah.
So you can make your own fucking food, so I'm not paying for your fucking McDonald's.
Right.
These stupid cunts, I hate them, complaining about the free food they get. Why don't you fucking die? How's that sound? Who's keeping you alive? I don't want you alive. Die, you fucking bitch. You should be humiliated. What the fuck's wrong with you, you fucking deadbeat?
But also, she's lying in that you weren't supposed to. The vegetables aren't cut off. It's all it is.
She's a retard. She said it was communism that caused this. Communism is the reason why you got free food, you fucking retard. Capitalism would be you not getting food unless you paid for it. Right. See what I'm fucking saying, Chris? I don't know how you do this. You have like the magic fingers or something where you just know when to find a video that corresponds with a rant I did for 10 minutes that confirms it. They lived the life of Riley getting free fucking food and they're still mad about it. Fuck them. Dude, that's what I was saying. I don't know what I was saying, but what I was thinking when this guy was screaming at the garbage man, I was like, they just can't enjoy any element of life. They can't even enjoy this. Like everything has to be a fucking problem. Everything has to be a fucking ordeal. Everything has to be a fucking screaming match outside my fucking window. This is harassment. He was just picking up the recycling. I know for a fact he probably told the fucker not to start their trash in the recycling. This is harassment. He told me the same thing. I only talked to him one time. This is harassment. I only spoke to you one fucking time. That's like the opposite of harassment. I asked you to move the car. That's another thing. The bitterness and hatefulness we'll never be able to understand. This guy is so mad that I told him to move his car one time. One time. I've never spoken to him since then. That he was slamming the door all day today and stomping around. I love it too when you have like a war or whatever, some kind of disagreement with a stupid person, because they don't just punish you, they just punish everybody. They're like, fuck everyone who lives here. The same thing with watching that woman. It's like, it's not enough to just buy your dumb food in silence and peace. You had to make a fucking video out of it. and be
Right.
loud as you were throwing your groceries into the cart. Throwing a
And
fucking
I
fit over the fact that you don't get to have fucking Oreo cookies, which aren't even made out of real food.
no.
You got to go to the kosher section to get their Oreo cookies. Retards.
Exactly, and I know for a fact that people aren't being cut off like they say they are, because I'm a poor person. I go to the Ralphs like right over, in a certain part of Hollywood where EBT is very much alive and well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I watch the receipts go from like $400 to like $100.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Dude, fuck this world. Oh, that's the part I wanted to say. Dude, it is more expensive for that kosher food, man. It's like $140 more than usual. And I wasn't even buying cat food or cat litter. That's usually the big
Whoa.
expense at the
Yeah.
grocery store. Dude, it was $370 or some crazy shit like that. But guess what, dude? The whole week I've been eating good and shitting good. I can't overstate this, dude. I can't overstate this.
Right.
Of course, I don't want to live to be 100. Imagine I just get to suffer for 50 more years and I was supposed to die. Like, it's one thing if you live to be 100 and you're Clint Eastwood and you get to direct movies the whole time. It's another thing when you have to live here. Oh, man, I have to tell you, though, thank Christ I have that TV. What I wanted to say about how they punish everyone is that on Saturday, and this is how I really got to test out those damn speakers, but dude, they had their dog outside all day. They had some kind of party. And it's so interesting, Chris. When they have company over, the door never gets slammed.
Huh.
Then no stomping. When they have actual company over, people they like and respect, they don't act like fuckheads.
Mm.
So I thought that was really interesting. They only acted like fuckheads to the people that live around and had to listen to that. And by the way, there was another family that was having a pool party all day too. This stuff doesn't affect me because there's a fucking building between my house and the fucking pool. So the HOA are the ones that have to listen to these fucking foreigners yap 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 around the pool with their 200 kids. That's not my problem. They brought this into the building and now they get to suffer. And that feels
Mhm.
pretty fucking good. I'm not going to lie. Schadenfreude, I guess. But man, it feels
Yeah.
good to watch them fall on the axe that they had swinging by my head. You dig?
Oh, dude, you brought up something that I watched this video, but I can't find it now because it's buried. But about H1B visa scams. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, there's this guy that was interviewing a bunch of different people, and he was like, "How did you get to this country, and what do you do?" And they're like, "Oh, I have an HB1 visa." He goes, "So how long have you been here?" And he goes, "Oh, 10 years." And you're like, that it's supposed to be a temporary thing because they switched from a college one to a workers one. Is how they kept the scam going, and they basically would just like have companies that help them keep everything moving, so they
Mm-hmm.
could switch. Like, oh, I was in college, but now I'm working at a company. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's not how that was supposed to work. You're supposed to use it for college and then go back, and then if we deem your skills worthy, you can come back for like a worker thing. But no, it doesn't matter because they have hookups that keep them here and then keep them like going, and then like they basically just end up living here forever.
Well, I mean, how do you think these Indians next door are surviving here? Jews help them. Jews and other immigrants that are here illegally. That's
Hmm.
it. There's a whole system there's a whole pipeline that we never see and don't hear about.
Right.
But trust me,
Eh,
I watch it happen. I watch them only engage with other foreigners and Jews. They're
hmm
not friendly to any white people here. They don't talk to any of us. In fact, I
hmm
never see any white people here because they're also never out in the common areas. In fact, I saw this old white lady here a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Where the fuck did you come from?" And I looked in her garage, and her car had a fucking handicap sticker on it. I was like, How have I not seen you? You're handicapped. You're old." But dude,
Yeah.
there's just the white people just don't go out and cause trouble. White people have jobs and shit and chores and errands we have to run. We don't
hmm
just get to fucking go outside at 11 in the morning and just bang the gate 3 times for no reason. I wish they could watch their own behavior. I wish their father could see their own behavior and see how gay it is. It's such beta male shit, dude.
Right.
I love Indians too because like half the time they're bragging about how tough and cool they are, and how they're taking over the country, and the other half of the time they're just crying, crying endlessly about
Well,
bullshit that doesn't matter. This is harassment. Let the man pick up the trash, you psycho. No one's harassing you because he's doing his job. I pay to have that shit picked up, man. Leave him alone.
right. What I
You're the
was
one
gonna
harassing
say,
him. Sorry.
no, what I was gonna say was like that story that I kind of briefly talked about with the J.P. Morgan lady and that Indian guy that made it up. Um, the amount of Indian comments that were underneath that were like, yeah, all your white women want us. I'm like, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, that isn't
Dude, it's
how.
totally delusional. It's totally
Yeah.
delusional. Dude, to white people, Indians, you don't exist. You're not a sexual entity. You just don't fucking exist, brother. I mean, I feel bad for you on some level
Yeah.
because that's never been
You,
my experience. And that's another reason why I say we can't understand their bitterness. White
mhm.
girls talk to me every day. Literally, no white girl would ever talk to an Indian guy unless they're at work and they're forced to.
Right. Well, also
It's
there used to
reality.
be like in our comedies, like Johnny, what was that movie with Johnny Five? Johnny Five is alive. You know what I'm
Johnny
talking
Five. Yeah, he's played by a fucking Jewish guy, not played by an
about?
Indian. Yeah, that guy's name is
The fake Indian in that movie.
Fisher Stevens. Fisher Stevens is such a good actor that you probably had no idea that he was a Jew. I probably just
Not
blew
until I got
everyone's mind.
not until
he, re-
right
he
now.
he really melts into that fucking role. I love Fisher
Yeah.
Stevens. I'm a fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan. And that's just one of his roles. And dude, they did the fucking dumbest thing. Because I watched Short Circuit 2 one day when I was drunk. I think I watched
Mhm.
both of them one day when I was drunk on Tubi. And the first one's great because it has Steve Guttenberg and an Ali Sheedy who is so cute in that movie. And you just want to fuck her. And then the second movie, neither of them would come back to do it because they thought the sequel was shit. So now the main character was the Indian guy. That movie ate so much shit. You would think it was an Indian itself. All right. It bombed at the box office. It bombed so hard you would have thought it was Hamas. All right.
Right.
Anyway.
No, no, no.
But dude,
Yeah.
no one wanted to see it, and he wasn't even a real Indian. That's the part I love. He was just such a good actor that they hated him naturally.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, the perception was in the '60s, right? In the '70s, maybe it was like their spiritual, whatever, and that's when that one cult, that Netflix did a really cool documentary on him, but the Dali cult or something. It's anyway. It doesn't matter. They tried to take over a town in like Colorado somewhere, and they
Mm-hmm.
almost did, but then they started to poison the like all you can eat buffet, and then that ended up getting the FBI to look at him and then kick them out of the United States. But
They took back their H1B visas.
something like that, yeah.
So
This
you're
is in the
telling me that
'80s.
you told me they were poisoning their own buffet? Like fuck this bullshit, dude. This makes
They
me
were
think
trying to.
about there's an Indian restaurant across the street from me,
Mhm.
and I only went in there one time. A buffet got it, like they sat me at the table, and then I filled two plates, and they never gave me silverware. I sat there for like at least 5 minutes, maybe 10, and never got
Mhm.
silverware. So I just got up and fucking left, and I went to the grocery store, and they followed me into the grocery store, were yelling. And they were saying that homeless guy stole food from us, which did not happen. I'm not homeless and I didn't steal anything. I just didn't eat the food. And I guarantee they put that shit back on the fucking buffet too. The food, they dumped the
Oh yeah.
plates onto the buffet. But I loved it because the grocery store knows who I am. They're like, that guy's not homeless, and they just kicked the Indian lady out instead. Like, what are you talking about? That guy buys Francis Ford Coppola every day. He's clearly not homeless. He has money. He's
Right.
got that Francis Ford Coppola money over there. He's buying
Well,
$15 bottles of wine. Okay, people, this ain't no fucking $2 Chuck. This is the real shit. This
right.
is a guy that's got some money in his pocket.
My coworker used to do Indian weddings, and he to this day hates Indian food with a passion. Like he hates it more than anyone I've ever met. He goes, if I ever smell that stuff again, I won't ever eat it. It's the most disgusting thing. And maybe he saw some stuff, probably, because
I
he used to do.
guarantee he saw some fucking shit.
Yeah.
Dude, the internet's the worst thing that ever happened to Indians. Like, I yearn for the days when they were just looking at pictures of classical paintings and asking for their phone numbers. Like, those were the days when they were just asking for Bobs and Vagines. Now it's like an endless barrage of irritating commentary from them, because every so often they pop up on my Twitter and at me, and I never can understand what the fuck they're trying to talk about. I never can tell if they think I'm insulting them or if they're trying to insult me.
Right.
It's just gibberish. A lot of times I'll just straight up block them. Like, I'm not gonna read. I don't even want to think about you. Your names are ugly. Everything about you is ugly. You smell ugly. You dress poorly. Your faces are ugly. Your teeth are ugly. I have the worst teeth ever, and I'm complaining about your teeth. That's how bad yours are. Okay, folks. I just do that. I can't get over how fucking miserable they all are, and that they have no worries, no concerns, no problems.
Right.
Dude, if I had my food paid for me every day, that expense alone would be a fucking life-changing, game-changing event. Like, what? Someone's just gonna buy my fucking food? Even if they just bought some of my food, that would be amazing. It's a big fucking expense, man.
Right.
I have to pay for it all by myself. It sucks. And now that I'm going kosher, it's gonna cost even more just to survive. You want to talk about
Yeah.
inflation?
Yeah. You have Jewflation. It's worse.
Yeah, that somehow they never get affected by inflation, except they get richer. Isn't that fucking incredible? So many people had their entire livelihoods destroyed by COVID, but not a single Jew did. Every Jew got rich instead. They called it the greatest transfer of wealth in human history. It
Really?
is true. Yes.
Whoa.
They just took our tax dollars and vacuumed them up and all kinds of stuff. And then all these these fake loans that they gave to foreigners that they also profited off of that shit.
I feel like I read somewhere. I can't remember the exact amount, but it was almost in the billions, or it was in the billions, that California itself, just one state, lost in the COVID payouts, where it went to like fraudulent fake people. So I think it was maybe Armenian gangs that are here, because they do a lot of. They were also in the hospice scam.
Yeah, dude, these fuckers fly under the fucking radar. Yeah, the only reason I know about them is because of the fucking Shield. The Shield, and I never got to see System of a Down play live, but I did get to see both the main guys play in their own band back to back. I was like, what? You won't even just do an encore of a System of a Down song together? You're on the same fucking show, okay? And you're literally playing back to back. Fuck you, System of a Down. And these assholes will not write a new album. They've been touring off the same material since 2005. That's 21 years. That record is old enough to fucking vote. That record to buy cigarettes and alcohol. Get it together, you lazy fucks. Sorry, I'm just mad at System of a Down. I'm frustrated. Like these two jackasses broke up the band to have solo careers that no one gives a fuck about. Right, I got news for you. You both had to. They had to have the interplay. One guy was good at making the other guy sing funny lyrics, and when the other guy didn't have the other guy writing his funny lyrics anymore, it was just shit. It was a bunch of tedious, boring bullshit. What a fucking jerk those people are. I hate shit like that. I don't give a flying fuck about your solo record. I want to see System of a Down songs. And there's 2 of the 4 guys are fucking on stage right now tonight. You can make this happen. And you can also make a fucking $1 million by making it happen. I don't understand that. Like, if Chris and I are making money, I don't give a fuck about Chris. I don't care. I'll work with Chris forever for making money. I don't give a flying fuck if he has an attitude problem. I'll be like, listen, we'll just talk 1 hour a week. That's enough to make us millions of dollars. I'll fucking do it. I'll never understand bands like Guns N' Roses or System of a Down where they kick out half the original band members and then are surprised for 20 years that no one wants to go see Guns N' Roses. It's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Axl's not good enough, dude. We needed Slash and Duff there too. Duff sang songs too, dickhead. That
Or
stuff is
like
so irritating.
Journey is sung by that Filipino guy, which is cool, I guess, but it's not Journey, right? It's not the
Dude, you know
guy.
what's so dude, Steve Perry is the coolest motherfucker. He's got ice cold blood in his veins. First of all, he doesn't tour at all because he
Mm,
still gets a huge chunk of Journey's touring revenue
smart,
because he let them
smart,
have the name. Dude,
smart.
he's a fucking genius. He doesn't tour at all. He just makes money off of them touring, and they have to tour because no one gives a fuck about Journey. The only
Right.
records that people buy are the ones that Steve Perry sang on. Because I think they had a singer before Steve Perry too.
But yeah, but he made that band basically, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. The ending of The Sopranos would be nothing without that song. It's such a perfect song for the end of the series. It almost tells the story of the series
Hmm.
about how Carmela is a small town girl and she just hooks up with this loser guy because he has money and she wants to leave the small town. Well, that's exactly what the fuck happens in the TV show. You know, we
Right.
watch it happen. They really fucked up with that prequel movie. They should make a prequel TV series while the kid is still, in his
Young enough.
20s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once he hits 30, he's going to look too much like the actual Tony Soprano. We don't need to see that story. We saw that
Hmm.
already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's so much
Well,
potential to see their teen years. I wanted to see what he was like when he was hanging around the Tony B
yeah.
character when they were teenagers, when they were actual friends.
The problem is they had to have all this other stuff about like the riots and stuff that didn't add to anything to the
Mm-mm.
story. It just
Well,
was like,
he want the David Chase guy. He had always wanted to make a movie about the riots, but they were never going to let him do that. So he just shoehorned that idea into the Sopranos movie because he knew he could get the Sopranos movie made. It was a colossal blunder, and I agree that
yeah.
actually that if that had just been the story by itself, it would have been a much more interesting story. They don't need
Hmm.
to see Tony Soprano in that world. It's an interesting world by itself,
Hmm.
independent of the Sopranos. I mean, they just fucked up left and right. But I should also tell you that the reason why he took that job, I'm pretty sure his wife had cancer and he just needed
Oh,
money. Dude, at the
okay.
end of the day, people sell out and they have to because they need money. Like they get someone in their family gets sick and they just have
Yeah.
to do it. That's also why he clearly did not have any hands-on script writing. It's clear that he just had a bunch of interesting ideas and he was like, hey, write a script
Hmm.
around this.
Like a part of that movie was like nostalgia for the fans. Like, oh look, it's Uncle June. It's all these other people you've seen as younger
Mm-hmm.
versions of themselves, but worse because the actors weren't really that good.
Dude, they didn't have any fucking Italian actors in the movie.
Oh,
The only two
that's
good castings were Tony's mom, which I forgot what her name is. Something Farmiga or something.
okay.
But she's a great actress and she played it well. And James Gandolfini's son, Michael
Yeah,
Gandolfini, because he looks like the
a lot
dad, but
like
he's
him.
Italian. God damn it! Like that was the main draw of the original Sopranos is that virtually everyone in the cast was Italian, or if they were Jewish, they played a Jewish guy. It was as
Yeah,
authentic as fuck. And then all of a sudden, no Italians except two in the whole fucking movie. What are you telling me? What do you do? What's going on here?
yeah.
Poor David Chase. I have faith in him though. He's one of these guys that doesn't understand he's the best TV writer of all time. He'll never be a movie guy. He'll just never make a movie. That's good. He has too many ideas that he throws into every fucking story. So if the
Mhm.
fucking story is not 12 episodes long, it's not going to work. Like he had
Yeah.
another movie that should have been a TV show. It was called Not Fade Away. And it was about these
Mm.
kids that were starting a band that was going to get signed, and it was a very interesting concept, but you could tell that even though it was 2.5 hours long, they cut an hour out because it was just too much fucking story. And in fact,
Right.
James Gandolfini's the dad. He's supposed to be like mad that his son's a rebellious rocker and stuff. And
Hmm.
then there's just a scene like, an hour and 45 minutes into the movie where he comes home and he's like, I got cancer. And then we just never see him again. It's like, what?
Oh,
The story just got interesting. He's got cancer. We just don't
yeah.
find out what happens. What the fuck?
Right.
But anyway, it's just David Chase, dude. You're a TV guy. And he's so fucking weird. He's ashamed of all these great TV shows he did. He's ashamed of
Really?
the Rockford Files, which is insane. That's the best ever. He's ashamed of this show called Kolchak the Night Stalker, which is again is an amazing cult, like legendary TV show. It's awesome. Why would you be ashamed of that? He did Northern Exposure, dude. Every TV show he touched was fucking awesome.
Right.
Every fucking one of them. Just do TV, bro. I don't know. That would be the equivalent of like of me instead of ranting, I'd be like, "Hey, Chris, is it cool if I read some poetry next week? I got to get this out of my system. This is my real passion." The listeners would be like, "Fuck you," and they'd be right to say, "Fuck you, fuck you, David Chase." Stop trying to downplay your amazing TV career.
That's sad because yeah, his writing was so cool, and especially on the Sopranos. I haven't seen. Unfortunately, I need to see the other ones you talked about, but I the Sopranos, I just loved it. And then HBO as a TV entity used to be so good for so long.
Dude, Larry Sanders, even stuff like Dream On.
Yeah, yeah,
Even the crap still had like John Landis's, stamp on it. They had access to the best creators. And now it's just a fucking disgrace what HBO has turned into. I
right.
mean, man, like the second they had an hour-long special for Quincy Jones, not the singer, not the
Yeah,
producer. Give an hour to the guy who fucking produced Thriller, please. Don't give an hour to this fucking open mic hack. But yeah, I was like, well, I guess HBO just jumped the shark forever. Like, I'll never fucking pay money for it after this.
right. And you can't find that special, right? Didn't they bury it?
Yeah, I went looking for it. It seemed like a cool thing that we could play on YouTube, but then we'll get a copyright strike. HBO, I think, is so ashamed that it happens that they'll do anything to bury its existence.
For those that don't know, um, Quincy Jones was a comic that we both knew in the open mic scene, and then he one day it was like I got cancer. I don't know. It came out of the blue.
Yeah, no, it was mesothelioma. It was the commercial that always came on late night TV.
Yeah.
He's such a hack. He stole the cancer idea too.
And then he got on Ellen, and that's what propelled.
So he's a kid fucker. Okay, I got you. That makes sense.
Maybe I don't know, but he got on Ellen, and then they told his story on Ellen, and that's what got HBO to, because she was like, I'm gonna get you a comedy special or something
Make a
to that
wish.
effect. Yeah, it was literally the Make a Wish special, and it was when I watched it because I wanted to see it because I knew the guy, you know. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we'd done comedy with the guy, so I was like, let me see what this guy can do, and it was one of the worst specials because he was like reading notes in the middle, and I'm like, dude, aren't you supposed to be a professional? Like,
Yeah. And they also cut out a big chunk of it too. It was much longer than
oh
what made
shit,
it on HBO. Yeah,
right.
I mean, I heard all kinds of stories because I knew people that went to the taping.
Whoa. Because you know what professional comics do is they have their notes on the monitor speaker, so you can
Mm-hmm.
see it. You can barely look down. You can see it right there. That way you don't mess anything up. You know, you don't
Oh,
have to be.
please. He was always one of those guys that was looking at his phone the whole fucking time.
I
That
know.
seems to be a black comic thing to do, to pretend like you just don't care at all, so you just read your phone. Like, fuck you, dude. All you have to do is memorize like 3 minutes of material. Like, what's wrong with you? You can't do that.
Yeah.
You
Right.
need to look at it. I mean, yeah, no, there's a million different ways. I mean, bands do that too. You don't know that bands have a set list, but they all have a set list. And you're right. It's on the monitor or it's on the floor under the monitor where only they can see it.
Yeah, yeah, or like Carlin didn't do it, but other people did. Where it can be like at a spot like somewhere up where only you can see it. You know, there's always a
Hmm.
million ways to hide these things where like you can see it, nobody else can, and it doesn't look like you're looking at anything. Because the illusion, right? The illusion of
Hmm.
stand up comedy is that we're talking to you and we're funny in the moment, which
We're
we
making eye contact with you, which, by the way, never happens. We never see any of your faces.
yeah. Well, you can't. Well, for those who've never performed, when you're on stage, you can't really focus in on any one person. What you do is you kind of scan. That's the best you can do, And you might look at like crowd work. People do look at one person or the other, but as we talked about last week, like crowd work is just kind of. I've only seen a couple people do it even slightly interestingly. Most people kind of do it all the same way, and it's kind of boring. But that's the closest to appearing like you're just talking to somebody in the moment. But that's not real. That's not what actually is happening. What you don't see, what I see because I've worked with these people, is they've done that particular piece of crowd work a billion times before, and they already know what they're going to say because they've said something almost similar to it like 100 times, 1,000 times. So it's not like in the moment. It's rehearsed spontaneity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate it. It's the worst. It really is the hackiest. It's so obviously hacky too. It's
Yeah.
like I sometimes there's certain comments where I'm like, he's just scanning the room trying to find someone who's Canadian so he can do his 5 minutes about Canada. And I
Yeah.
always think like, why can't you just do the 5 minutes about Canada? Why do you have to have the fake crowd participation part?
Mm.
The
You know
other
what?
thing is, how many of these guys have plants in the audience? I want to know that.
I think
Like a
some do, but I don't know
like a
if all of
buddy.
them
I
do.
mean, I used to see this stuff back in the day when I first started doing comedy, where where somebody would have they had a guy in the crowd that was their buddy, and then he would yell
Mhm.
at something that would start,
Lead to
jump start it. Yeah, some
yeah.
like, oh, that's interesting. Actually, I have 5 minutes about robotics.
Hmm.
like why this guy heckle about robotics? You know what I mean? It seems
Yeah.
so false and unnatural to me. I can't believe
Hmm.
anyone ever falls for it.
Oh, you want a revelation I had the other day? Um, so you've seen that Bill Burr clip about the bit he does about hitting women. You know, have you seen that? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I have a vague memory of it, but what's the gist
Okay.
of it? You should never
Oh
hit a woman, but
no, the way he does it is he goes, "You should never hit a woman, but there's reasons." Is his joke, right?
mm-hmm.
There's always like the argument, the violence should just come out of nowhere is the joke. He's like, "Oh, you're never annoying," like that's the bit, right? But there's a moment in that bit that this is went super viral a long time ago, but it's still like people watch it today. It's that popular. Um, where he's talking to this lady, and the first thing he starts with is, "Have you ever thought about hitting your man at any point?" And she goes, "Every day." That she yells out, and then he moves on, and then that lady goes, "Answer him," or says something weird, and he jokes about it in the moment, and he's like, "What are you talking about? Like, are you the woman that was stood up halfway through the special like I wasn't taping a fucking special? I'm talking about hitting women, sweetheart. And you just gave me another reason." That part, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
What I think happened, and no one's ever talked about this, what I believe happened was that lady was referencing that other lady when she was like, "Every day." She was so drunk that she thought that she Bill Burr was still talking to her about that hitting her boyfriend part, and that's why she yelled out, "Answer him," and he was like so fucking confused because she was a drunk bitch, obviously. Yeah, she's a drunk, stupid bitch, ruining a special. But I think um, she got so confused that she was still like when you're drunk, you get caught in loops. That she was still thinking he was talking about this one moment that happened many minutes before, and that's why she yelled out, "Answer him." She was thinking that he was talking to that lady, and he wasn't, and she couldn't keep her mouth shut. So yeah, she was a dumb bitch, and she deserved to be made fun of in that moment. But I just figured out where her mind was, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
I'd seen that clip like 1,000 times, and I was like, oh, I never realized that she was just she was stuck in a because she was drunk. She was stuck in this past moment, and she almost fucked up the show. And luckily, I mean, Bill Burr's a professional, despite what you think about him today. he's still a competent comedian, so he was able to
I don't think about him at all, actually, today. I don't think anyone does. I think he is
Yeah.
so expertly and exquisitely destroyed his own career that he just doesn't exist. He just doesn't exist in anyone's mind anymore. Like I heard that his daily podcast has significantly lower viewership than it did before he went to Dubai. But it was just such a colossal error in judgment. Very short sighted. It's like you spent, I don't know, 30 fucking years saying you hate rich people. And now you're going to perform only exclusively for the richest people like that have ever existed.
Right.
Like, yet you couldn't be any more of a hypocrite if you tried. That shit's embarrassing. And by the way, that shit happens because you have some fat woman at home barking in your ear. You gotta turn down that money. They're always gonna push you to work harder so they can have more money to take from you when they leave you.
And he got hit by that, and who else did it? Oh, Whitney Cummings got like kind of in trouble for that, and a few other people. But the comics that didn't get in trouble were the ones that never did political material. I noticed. Like no one gave a shit that they went.
No,
Like,
why would they? They weren't posers. They weren't. That would be like Eddie Vedder going and performing a private solo concert. You'd be like, "What the fuck?" And by the way, Eddie Vedder does do stuff like that. I saw a picture of him hanging out at the White House in the '90s with Bill Clinton. And I was like, God damn, Eddie Vedder is a small man. Holy shit! Either that or fucking Bill Clinton's a giant. I like Bill Clinton looked like fucking Frankenstein's monster, like towering over Frankenstein or something. But yeah,
most presidents are tall. Most presidents, like
no woman would ever vote for a short guy.
A short guy, yeah.
Yeah, actually, Nixon was really tall. For instance, that surprises me. That's why he's all hunched over all the time because he's probably trying not to like hit his head on a fucking chandelier or something.
Well, yeah, like they've of all the presidents, they were relatively tall in their era. So there's been no short president ever. I don't believe. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that there's never been a short president.
That's just bad for optics, baby.
Yeah.
We need to have a tall glass of water leading our young people into death over Israel's border concerns. Dude, they're like an unquenchably evil institution in Israel. Like everything they do is so fucking evil. Like it never ends. And the fact that they dominate all our discourse all day, it's like sometimes that's just startling to me. It's like I shouldn't even know what Lebanon is, let alone what their fucking borders are. Like this is insane. This is insane, dude.
I know.
Do you think anyone in Lebanon knows what Slidell, Louisiana is? Like, why am I forced to hear about this shit? They don't even know about my hometown. Whatever.
Right. And it's because like that area has been a mess for thousands of years. We didn't start it. I don't know why we concern ourselves. Maybe because of like monetary interests, but I don't know why we concern ourselves with it at all. You know,
we did start it. There would be no Israel if a bunch of jackasses didn't leave their cushy American suburbs to go fight an unnecessary evil war, a brother against brother war. I mean, shit, man. I wish I was speaking German right fucking now. I wish I was speaking German and ordering a nice bratwurst from a big bosomed blonde haired lady instead of what I have to live. You know, I don't know that I have, but that's the kind of shit my dad was into. Like my dad, and I wonder what happened to these. Actually, he collected like German beer steins. There was a whole bunch of them in our living room. Yeah. Surprised that my mom even allowed him to have a hobby of that nature.
Right.
Man, what happened to those? I really wonder because they were up high enough that they didn't get destroyed in Katrina. They didn't get. I wonder. I wonder what my sisters do with this stuff. They probably just toss it into a fuck dumpster. They probably set it on fire or something.
Well, because where I spent my teen years in Huntington Beach, they have an Octoberfest at Old World or something. I don't know, but it's like you can try all the German beer, which is better beer, by the way.
It has to be. I mean,
Yeah,
please. I mean, they consider our beer piss water, which I agree. It's not.
it
It's
is.
not. It's nothing. It's gross. That's why you have to drink 8 of them to get drunk.
Right. And they're like they have bratwurst and stuff. It's pretty cool, and all the girls are like, you know, scantily clad. It's a pretty fun. I need to go back
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't been
Yeah,
in a while.
it'll be ruined. It'll be a bunch of fucking Indians in there.
Well,
Show
not
Bob's
Huntington
and
Beach.
Vagine. No,
Not.
you'd be fucking surprised. I have one right next door, and I'm in Canoga Park. How did this happen? How
Hmm,
the fuck did we land in the same building? What is going on in this fucking world, man?
right. Yeah,
If
I
you
don't
don't
know.
believe Satan rules the fucking universe, I mean the mortal realm. Excuse
Hmm,
me, Satan rules the mortal realm. You're wrong. Only Satan could have paired up me and a bunch of Jews and Indians. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
people can talk their shit about black people and Mexicans. At least you can have fun. Like right now, Mexicans and white people are having fun right now because it's Cinco de Mayo. I
Hmm.
guarantee it's all white people and Mexicans having fun together right now. It's totally doable. You can
Yeah.
never have fun with an Indian person. They never fucking smile unless they're lying to you, which they're doing
Mm,
constantly. The only
right.
time you see them smile is when they're scheming against you. It's really disgusting. But yeah, I guarantee that they've completely overrun the Huntington Beach. They're on the beach every day trying to get pictures of teenage girls in their
Hmm.
bathing suits. I guarantee it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Taking an
Um,
endless series of creep shots of teenage girls.
dude. Yeah, it's so fucking crazy. But
It's 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 totally normal in their world.
yeah, yeah.
I really find that interesting. The way they violate your personal space and your privacy, they have no scruples about it. They like I can't get over the guy slamming the gate 3 times in a row. Like, what was the point of that? Who were you like? Who were you mad at? What was the message you were trying to send to everyone who lives in the building?
I
What
don't believe
set
they.
you off? These are the
Yeah.
questions you have to ask yourself now because they've overrun the world and only 2% have left India. There's so many more coming down the fucking pike. You have no fucking idea.
Right. Um, man, I don't want to think about it. But
You just know
on
Satan is an Indian, right? You just know he is.
or Vishnu.
Satan is an Indian. Yeah, he just sometimes he materialized as a 9-armed whore that can jack off 3-inch cocks like there's nobody's business.
Oh man.
Alibaba, bloody
Kal-
Alibaba.
Kalima, Kalima.
Yeah,
Um,
dude. Sometimes I get nervous that they might break into my house and rip my heart out of my chest while I'm sleeping. Dude, that movie is all about kidnapping children.
yeah.
Dude, I mean, Jesus, God in heaven, the whole movie was like a hit piece, but it wasn't propaganda. They were just showing you what life is like over there. It's not even propaganda, Chris. It's just an accurate depiction of daily Indian village life. Of course, we're gonna go eat some eels that are still alive. We're in India. I mean, there's a whole scene about how gross the food is that they eat. I mean, like, that's a horror show for us, but yeah, to them, they're like, why aren't they eating it with their feet? Why is he not using his toes to eat that eel?
Yeah, his toenails would make a perfect spoon for the monkey brains.
Yeah, I love it, but it's so accurate. They didn't eat a cow; they didn't eat a hamburger.
Right.
And they do seem to have a very adversarial relationship with monkeys. I've noticed online. They're constantly being taunted by monkeys and shit. It's really funny. All right, I'm
Oh
done. I'm
man.
sorry. I'm
Okay.
finished.
Okay. And
let,
on
let,
that.
let me see your cannons. show Bob's and cannons and Vagine. Dude, all that Indian guy did, and now I'm figuring out that story. I'm sorry, I'm about an hour late on this one, but
Okay.
he was telling us about his mommy fetish. Cannons. He wants those big fat mom titties. You know what I'm talking about? Most Indian women actually do have these repulsive mom titties.
Oh, really? I've never.
Yeah, he has a mommy fetish. Because did you notice she was seducing him? And what fantasy
Yeah,
world do you reside in?
like
I'm gonna risk my job as a CEO of JP Morgan to fuck a random ugly Indian dude.
also, like I've been with easy women. They're even when they're easy, they're not that easy.
Of course, they put that these guys would never have the social cues to fuck an actual white woman. It's a job, dude.
Yeah,
It's work.
I know. But on that note, I hope everybody out there has a good Cinco de Mayo. I know I've been enjoying some Coronas tonight, so
I didn't even notice. You hack.
I know.
I drank some green beer on St.
St.
Patrick's
Patty's
Day
Day.
too.
That's your holiday. This is my holiday because I'm half Mexican, so
You're wearing half of my culture is half your costume right now. Half my culture is half your costume. The Mexican part is the part that's wearing a Dodgers hat.
yeah, for sure. Oh man,
But see, look, dude, half Mexicans are great too. I'm telling you, man. There's certain immigrants that are better than others. There's just not up for debate, man.
true, true. Yeah. And on that note, I hope you out there become better immigrants. All right.
Yeah, I hope your H1B visas expire
Yeah.
immediately. Right now.
Right now. Okay. All right. Yeah, bye.